And welcome everyone back to the channel. This is the Squared Circle podcast here on the Yo Bro Nation YouTube channel, and I am your host, Zach. And this is episode number 12, and today we are talking Survivor Series preview and predictions for the Survivor Series, 2020. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Survivor Series is this Sunday, and I'm supposed to be doing a live review. Maybe not. I may have to do a review that's later after the show. Just depends on work, with my work schedule, pay-per-view days. Maybe they'll be the day after, maybe they'll be live. As of right now, it is planned to obviously, be live. So just keep an eye out. I'll tweet before the show, hey, I'm going to be at work, or I'll be live. So I'll keep everyone updated as far as that goes. But until then, this is my preview and predictions for the Survivor Series here on the Squared Circle Podcast, episode 12. As of this recording, there are 6 matches for the Survivor Series, and 2 main matches, which are the 2 Survivor Series elimination matches. We still don't even know who are the final participants for the SmackDown side of things. It's Thursday morning, so I'm recording this now. And I still don't know who are the final participant for the SmackDown side of things. So going off of what I have now is how I will determine who I think is going to win. And I'll throw my hat in there to kind of tell you who I think might end up filling those positions. So let me get my whistle wet. Quick update. There will be another Squared Circle podcast in 2 weeks because it was announced on NXT Wednesday evening that we are getting a NXT takeover show on the 6th of December. So I'll be doing a preview and predictions for that for War Games. I'm super excited about War Games. Hopefully Finn Balor's defending the championship. We'll see how that goes. Finn Balor did return. So NXT is doing a War Games. I want to do some coverage Wednesday on the 2nd for AEW's Winter is Coming. I guess they're now the Game of Thrones, but that's going to be the special Dynamite episode for the 2nd of December. I'm going to try to actually review that night live. So crossing my fingers, I want to see Moxley versus Kenny Omega. So I'm going to see what I can do about seeing that as well. Okay, so I'm just going to I'm going to just jump into this, okay? So, kicking us off with the Survivor Series. Go ahead and go into the Survivor Series match. One that people are probably least caring about. The traditional 5-on-5 women's Survivor Series match. Team Raw, consisting of Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lacey Evans, Peyton Royce, and Lana, taking on Team SmackDown, which currently is consisted of Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair, who are the current members of that team. I have no clue who else is going to be on these teams. My guess is we're probably going to get Bayley added to this team. Most likely that's going to be the case because there's been no build for this match. Pretty much none. But we'll probably get Bayley added to this team. Who else is even on this SmackDown roster? Who else is there? My goodness. I don't even know. I guess you could somehow end up with Natalya still on the team. I guess you could throw Natalya still in there. So probably Natalya and Bayley. Maybe they have a surprise, maybe Rhea Ripley comes up on SmackDown this week since she lost on NXT Wednesday. Maybe Rhea Ripley is a surprise, last-second entrant for the SmackDown team. She gets thrown onto the blue brand. Maybe that happens. I don't really know. but I think it's a possibility at least. But the way it's comprised, I actually, if you get Bayley and Rhea Ripley, I will go with Team SmackDown. However, with the way it stands right now, I'm definitely going to go with Team Raw. And I've heard a lot of people talk about this, so this is not my idea. But I honestly wouldn't be shocked if Lana's the sole survivor by accident. I know a lot of people would be pissed off at that, but this is WWE. Lana ends up being the sole survivor. That's my prediction. God, I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. But I don't care about this match. They've done really nothing to build this. Actually, Survivor Series this year, I think because of the pandemic and everything going on, it's more or less not been built like the previous years have been with the Raw and SmackDown rosters. Not a lot of cross-promotion. So yeah, not a lot of build to this other than on Raw, Lana being put through the table 10 weeks, out of 11 or whatever. Lana will probably, I can see them going with Lana being the sole survivor. We were supposed to get Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, but they were removed and replaced with Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce, who, why was she taken out of the Iconics? Can someone tell me that? Can someone tell me why? Yeah, going with Team Raw, with Lana end up being the sole survivor. With the caveat of depending on who is added to Team SmackDown, then I would say SmackDown should win this match. Oh my goodness. So, moving on. The first of the champion versus champion matches, Sami Zayn, your Intercontinental Champion, taking on United States Champion Bobby Lashley. This, I think, will actually be a damn enjoyable match. Sami Zayn is doing some of his best work he has done. I am enjoying Sami Zayn. I am enjoying what he's been doing. I think he's been doing excellent in this role as the IC champion. However, Bobby Lashley is winning this match. Maybe Sami does something sneaky to get the win. But I think Bobby Lashley should win this match. It ain't going to hurt Sami. It's not going to hurt him at all. He has been really good as Intercontinental Champion. The storyline where he's still the very underappreciated champ and no one's given him the respect that he believes that he deserves. I like that storyline. I think it's been played out very well. But yeah, I got to go with Bobby Lashley to win this match, man. Bobby should win this match. Whether it's by a disqualification, whatever, Bobby Lashley will win this match. He's been built up really good on Raw with the whole Hurt Business storyline. He could possibly defend this title more often. It is what it is. But I actually think this is going to end up being a relatively really good match, actually. Probably end up being one of the sleeper matches of the night. They're both... it's heel versus heel. But I think that will work. Their match, a couple years ago, was actually pretty good with Sami being the heel and bringing in Bobby's sisters. It was all interesting and all quite enjoyable. So we'll see what they do, right? We'll see how they play this out and what they do with it. But I am going to go with Bobby Lashley. It's not much to say. Like I said, no real build for pretty much any of this show. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Moving on to the next champion versus champion match. The WWE World Tag Team. I'm going to stop. The New Day taking on the Street Profits, who swapped championships. Yay! This is actually their first ever encounter. Even though they've not actually really crossed paths, they've done a very good job at building this match to where there is some interaction, taking little jabs at each other, mocking each other and everything. I think it's been really good. I think it's going to be a fun match. It doesn't matter who wins. There's no stakes for Survivor Series. It doesn't really matter who wins the match and who doesn't. But I think this is going to be a match where Montez Ford is going to show his full potential. Like, I think it's going to be awesome, truthfully. And real quick, side note, I don't know, one of these matches will probably end up on the pre-show. Probably going to be Lashley and Sami Zayn. That'll probably end up being the pre-show match, so we'll see. But it's been well built just with the, New Day mocking the Street Profits when they were first on Raw, where they were just announcing everything was going to happen for the show. And then the Street Profits mocking New Day, and they've been messing with Big E slowly and fucking around with him, right? That's been kind of funny. So yeah, their interactions with each other without actually interacting with each other have been genuinely pretty good. And I've enjoyed it, I won't lie. So I'm going to go with the Street Profits to win this match. I know a lot of people are probably going to pick the New Day because they're the veteran team. Neither team need the win, and it doesn't matter who loses. I think it's just going to be a fun match with a lot of respect between the two teams. But I'm going to go with the Street Profits. Barring that they decide to take the belts off the Street Profits very last second on SmackDown. I don't know. I don't know what's the card for SmackDown. This could change, and it could be New Day versus fucking Rude and Ziggler. God forbid, right? But that's a potential that could happen. Who knows? But I am going with the Street Profits to beat the New Day. I think it's going to be an awesome match. That's my story, and damn it, I'm sticking to it. I guess. I don't know. I'm going to keep going here. The women. The women are going to go at it. It's going to be Asuka versus Sasha. Yes, this is a match we have seen many times before. But I think this is with this being on pay-per-view, no titles on the line. You're more free to do what you want with this match. There's no real pressure for them to do anything. They could just have a fun match. And I think these two, given 15 minutes, that they can really deliver. I think they could really deliver and give us a match that everyone's going to talk about. Who wins? That's the question. Who wins? Asuka. Asuka needs to win. Asuka needs a big pay-per-view win. She's not been doing nothing on Raw. They're not built her towards any new challenger because who is there? Who is there on Raw to build her towards? Nia? Shayna? Maybe you build them towards TLC? I don't know. But you got Sasha on SmackDown dealing with Bayley in the wings, waiting, and then you have Carmella who's come back, and she's fucking around with her. Pardon my language. But I think that is probably the route they're going to end up taking with her for her first big title defense on pay-per-view going into TLC next month. So probably, most people will probably agree with this, probably going to be Sasha getting screwed over by Carmella, allowing for Asuka to win this match. That would be my choice. I'm picking Asuka to win the match. So you've done a nice build over on SmackDown with Sasha and Carmella to start building towards that. So that's been interesting. But I don't know. It's like with most of these matches, it's kind of a flip of a coin, right? It could go either way. You just go with what you think is the best idea. It's the Survivor Series. There's no stakes, and that's the problem with this show, that there's no stakes involved. So you're literally just, I don't care who wins. That's just how you feel. You don't care. And I care about this match. I am interested to see who's going to be the winner. I'm just at a point that it's, all right, whatever, cool, sure. Woo, yay. That's just how I kind of feel about it. Just whoever. Give me who wins and I'll just take it. But I'm going with Asuka to win this match. She needs this victory more than Sasha does. So that's my choice, I suppose. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm going to keep moving forward. Moving to the men's Survivor Series match. Another match. We still don't know the full participants for SmackDown. But it's going to be Team Raw of the quote-unquote captain, AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle. Just Riddle. Taking on SmackDown with their team captain, Seth Rollins, Baron Corbin. I can't even remember the fucking team. That's how bad this is. Yeah, so Team SmackDown, Seth Rollins, Baron Corbin, and a host of others. I can't fucking remember. I actually have to look this up. So, this is sad, right? I'm literally on here trying to remember. Wait, who's on the team? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, so yeah, team. This is literally just going to be like a who cares match. Oh, yeah, Jey Uso. Jesus Christ, why couldn't I remember this? Jey Uso, who qualified first, that's going to be an interesting storyline. And Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and King Corbin. Jesus, I feel like an idiot right now that I legitimately could not remember who was on the teams. I feel like a complete idiot right now. Whatever. Cool. That just tells you what they've done. There's been no build. Sure, on Raw, they're having these nice interactions with all of Team Raw, building them up, the infighting and all that other stuff. But you still have Team Raw or Team SmackDown without their fifth and final person. Like, why is this taking so long? Probably because they really don't know. With the way they are currently constructed, I'm going to say it's probably going to be a lot of people are saying Lars Sullivan. I think Big E's going to get the final spot. I think Big E's going to fill that last spot, but I'm still going to say Team Raw wins this match. Team Raw will still win the match. Just, they'll work through their infights and stuff. You'll get them. They'll work it out. They'll manage to go through and all that fun stuff. But that's what I think's going to happen. They'll work it out. They'll manage. Probably. Man, then you got to look at who's going to be the last. Seth will be last. One of the last few on his team, I think. If Big E does end up on Team SmackDown, I wouldn't be shocked if Big E isn't like the sole survivor for that team. If that were the case. As it's constructed now, Riddle or Keith Lee will be one of the final two. Will be one of the final guys for Team Raw, and I wouldn't be shocked if it's not Keith Lee as the sole survivor for Team Raw. Honestly, that's up in the air as far as who's the survivors. But I'm going to go with Team Raw just because I don't know who the last person is, and the build-up for the other team just isn't there for me. The most interesting part of Team SmackDown is probably the fact that you got Jey Uso, and you got the whole family bloodline thing. Who's the tribal chief? The whole tribal chief thing. How is that going to affect him? Is he going to be more vile? Maybe Daniel Bryan shows back up and costs him his spot. How's that all going to play? Is Roman going to come down on him? If you lose, you're screwed. I don't know. But that's an interesting storyline. And real quick. WWE making Matt Riddle just Riddle is fucking stupid. There, I said it. It's stupid and pointless, and I hate the fact that they did it. That's how I feel about that. So, I think it was ridiculous. But no build for this match, really. I don't even see them building anything with the teams over on SmackDown. It's It's ridiculous. Honestly, it is. I don't even care at this point. But I'll go with Team Raw, I guess. I'm just babbling. So, this is the 30th anniversary for The Undertaker. They're having a 30th anniversary celebration, a farewell to The Undertaker. That's the plan for Survivor Series. But is it really going to be The Undertaker's final farewell? I honestly don't think this is going to be his last ride. No pun intended. But that leaves the question, okay, if it's not going to be the last ride of The Undertaker, then what is it going to be, right? Who are we getting? What are we getting? Someone is going to show up, or maybe Undertaker makes a challenge. I don't know, but this is not going to be The Undertaker's last final farewell. He's saying that he's content. He's saying that he's ready to retire. Maybe everyone's wrong, but no one, myself included, is expecting for The Undertaker to actually be done. None of us are. But I don't know. I don't even know if Undertaker's himself is going to be there. Is he going to do it over a video? No way. I could see Undertaker being at the Thunderdome in person, out one last time. Woohoo, here I am. I'm The Undertaker. And I heard someone, I think it was Elitist on YouTube. Go check him out. He was saying he thinks it's going to be The Fiend that's going to show up. The Fiend's going to come in. But right now The Fiend is being booked as a face, so I don't think that's going to be the case either. I don't know. I really don't know. There are rumors that Undertaker does want to work with the current WWE talent. Maybe that sets it up. I mean, who's not going to be on this card that you could have used? There's a host of people. Elias, that'd be stupid. Jeff Hardy, why would you do that? Maybe Randy Orton in a fit of rage shows up and attacks The Undertaker, and that sets up that. But then where does that leave Edge versus Edge versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania? Maybe it's Lars Sullivan. Maybe Lars Sullivan's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to rack his DMs just like I did that lady. Oopsie. I mean, there's no telling. I'm not going to make a prediction on that because I don't have an idea of who it could be. I really don't. But I do know they're going to have someone interfere in this. But who? Who would be the question? I honestly don't know. So, what will probably be the main event of the show, even though I wouldn't make this the main event, and it's definitely the right call for sure. But in our last champion versus champion match, Roman Reigns, your tribal chief and your universal champion, taking on the new WWE champion, Drew McIntyre. I was okay with Randy Orton versus Roman. I probably thought it had more intrigue than, say, other things, but I actually think this is the better match. I think seeing Drew, him showing up on SmackDown, they pretty much telegraphed it anyways with Drew showing up on SmackDown and talking about, I'm going to beat you. It does leave you wondering, who needs this win more? Who would they book? You can't have Drew lose coming off of just winning the championship. You can't, right? At least I don't feel like you can. That would, I think, feel like defeat the whole purpose of it. So it's like, oh, who would they honestly give this victory to? But you can't have Roman lose because he needs to not be pinned. He needs to win. You got to keep him strong. That way he goes into the Rumble with a big program. He goes into WrestleMania with a big program. Definitely don't pin his shoulders. This is the best Roman Reigns character I have seen since he was with the Shield the first time around. Paul Heyman's there simply just for look. He doesn't have to speak that much. So I don't know. I'm much more intrigued in this match than I was with Randy Orton because we've seen that match before. We've seen this before too, but this is a totally different dynamic. Drew is not the pushover that he was in 2018. Definitely not that pushover. 2019, should I say. Roman Reigns is not the he smiling guy that he was then. He is just the dichotomy, the dynamics of these guys are so different. It makes it much more interesting. And yeah, there's really no build to it, but this could build to a bigger match later on. Maybe Drew gets put on SmackDown put Drew on SmackDown, but this is the match that I would see. And yeah, I think this is a WrestleMania worthy main event type match. I'm going with Roman to win. I just am. Sheamus will cost Drew this match somehow because they're building towards Sheamus versus Drew, probably for TLC. I don't know. I'm just interested. I want to see it. I want to see what they're going to do. But yeah, I'm going to pick Drew. I'm going to pick Drew to win this match. That's all I really care about. Drew should win this match, or Drew should lose this match. Sorry, I'm totally speaking wrong. Drew should lose this. Roman should win it, even if it is with some help. Fine. It's whatever. If you are going to have Drew win, it needs to be via disqualification, count out, something. You can't have Roman pinned to the mat. Don't do that. It's bad. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling at this point because I don't know. It's a show with no stakes. A show with no stakes, so it's hard to have interest. I think the matches on paper are going to be really good. You're going to see some good matchups, but outside of that, is anyone really even thinking about anything else? Like, I think most people are like, let's get through Survivor Series and let's move on. Let's just get done with this year. Honestly, I think everyone just wants to get done with this year. I know on December 11th on SmackDown, they're going to be in a new building. Still the Thunderdome, but in a new building. And maybe fans come to Royal Rumble. I think that's all people are just really waiting for. Is just get to the Rumble with possible fans. No one's really thinking about Survivor Series. No one's really thinking about, TLC. We just want to get through this, honestly. So, but that's going to do it for me. I'm done with it. So, I was Zach, your host, here on the YoBro Nation YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that like button. Share this with your friends. Join us on all our social media. YoBro Gaming 1 on Twitter and YoBro Nation on Facebook. You can join me on Instagram if you choose to, but you don't have to. We have a Patreon. You can go there. I'm going to start putting some content on that as well. But thanks for watching this, you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so very much. Be good to each other. And remember, stay healthy, stay safe, and remember, join the nation. I'm really off my game today.